Hello everyone, welcome back to the second lecture of basic concepts in fluid mechanics. In a very first lecture we have discussed related with what is meant by fluid mechanics, what is meant by fluid and why it is essential to learn fluid mechanics. Now in a second lecture we are going to discuss about units used for the measurement. Now you can or you may ask me that how could we say that it is the basic part of fluid mechanics, but very interestingly in fluid mechanics only many quantities are of unitless, or it is in the form of only number. You can take any example, for example Reynolds number, Mach number, Stoll number. The students who have come after the completion of diploma, they know these terminologies. So these are all unitless quantities. So why it is in unitless format, that part we will discuss later on. But before that, it is essential to discuss about units used for the measurement purpose. So in second lecture we are going to discuss about units used for the measurement. Now, units and dimensions used in the engineering fluids. So, what is difference between units and dimension? Whether both are same? No. Unit has a different meaning, dimensions has different meaning. So, what is unit? It is the standardized system of measurement used to describe the magnitude of the dimensions, properties that can be measured. It is called as units. So units are dependent on the region. Previously, when there is no any connectivity between the word, everywhere the units for the measurements are different. For example, in India, for the measurement of distance, old people still use these words, that furlong, or for measurement of some quantities of mass we used to use the unit as pili, 1 pili, 2 pili, or such a kind of local units we are going to use. This is called as a unit for the measurement. Now generally all over the world we are using SI units, standard units for the measurements. Okay. Now what is dimension? Again, the dimension is nothing but the measure which is used in that particular unit. So dimension can be defined as a measurable properties used to describe a body or system. The standard elements in terms of which these dimensions can be described quantitatively and assigned numerical values is known as dimensions. So unit and dimensions are different. Units speaks about the methodology used to measure quantities, and dimensions is nothing but the particular property which is used to describe the material or that quantity. So that is the difference between units and measurements. Now we focus first on the units. Unit is nothing but a physical quantity that can be counted or measured using standard size defined by custom or law. Now who is going to define this law? This law is defined by that country, that by the peoples living in that country, or by that peoples who are living in that region. So they are defining that physical quantity, and that's why it is called as units. Every measurement or quantitative statement requires a unit. Without unit it cannot be possible to measure. Okay, so to define the unit there should be some characteristics. That unit should be well defined, it should be of suitable size, it should be as reproducible, it should be of invariable, indestructible, and internationally acceptable. Now, we'll discuss in detail about these characteristics. What is meant by well-defined unit? Well-defined unit means it is clearly mentioned. For example, in a day-to-day life, we are using SI unit for the measurement. It is well-defined. Now, suitability and size. Suitability and size means, suppose if I want to measure a length of a road or distance from here to somewhere another place, then is it possible to measure the distance in mm? No. Or to measure the time, shall we express the year in terms of seconds? No, because it is of a very huge quantity if you measure the total time span of year in a seconds. So the unit which you are going to define, it should be of suitable size. Again, if you wanted to purchase a gold, is it possible to measure it in a kg? Again, answer is no, because it is of a very big size unit and we wanted to measure a very small quantity. So that's why size and suitable size is the most important parameter. Again, it is a reproducible. As I said early initial that previously at our region we are calling that in India we are using some local units just like a share, paili, or for the measurement of mass, or for the furlong as a measurement of distance. But is it reproducible? Somewhere we are using for measurement of length as a Marathi word wow, ek wow, don wow, teen wow. So how to measure this one wow? No, there is no any standard procedure for the measurement of this unit. Every person's perception is different. That's why it should be reproducible. Second thing, it is invariable. If the person changes, the distance will change if you measure in a wow. So it should be a invariable. There should be a standard, and that is essential. Next thing, it should be a indestructible and internationally acceptable. That is, every person should accept it. That is the most important thing. Why units are essential? Without unit, you cannot express the things. You cannot express the things. Things can be expressed by two ways. One is the qualitative, another is by quantitative. Qualitative, some things it can be possible to express in a qualitative. For example, qualitative. For example, I am feeling hot. Hot means it indicates that temperature has risen. No one will ask you that how much temperature you are feeling, whether it is 36 degrees Celsius or 37 degrees Celsius. No, I am feeling cold. No one asks that whether it is 4 degrees Celsius or 0 degrees Celsius. No, it is expressed in terms of quality. Just like another street signal. If it is red, then stop. Green, then go. If yellow, then stop. That is, it is expressing the qualitatively. But every quantity should not be expressed in a quality, or for every matter purpose quality it should not be the tool for measurement. There should be a quantitative measurement is essential. So for quantitative measurement purpose, units are very much important. I have taken here an example. For example, if I say you that I am driving a car with 30. What is 30? What is 30? What do you want to express? Whether it is 30 km per hour, whether it is 30 miles per hour, or it is 30 meter per second. Only 30, it doesn't have any meaning. If you provide the appropriate unit to it, then and then only here it can be possible to express the quantity. So that is why units plays an important role for the measurement purpose. The physical quantities is based on the physics is based on the physical quantities, that is length, mass, time, force and pressure. One more thing is temperature. So generally physical quantities is a quantity that can be measured. The base quantities are always considered as length, mass, time, current, etc. Whereas Derived quantities are known as, which are based on the basic quantities. For example, distance is the basic thing which is measured in terms of length. But if you want to measure a velocity, then it is the combination of distance and time. Distance per unit time, it is nothing but the velocity. If you want to measure the acceleration, then again velocity per unit time is nothing but the acceleration. That is, velocity is derived from the using basic equation of distance and time, or length and time. Acceleration is derived by using the basic quantities as length and time, and depending on that we have expressed the next equation. So that is called as derived quantities. So basically basic quantities are length, mass, time, temperature and electric current. Now worldwide there are some units are considered as a standard. Some units are considered as a standard. Generally those units are defined by the European countries, because whole world is ruled by the European countries. So their measurement system is considered as a standard and acceptable in a worldwide. So initially all the measuring units which are used are defined by some European countries. So the first system which we are going to discuss is CGS system. It is also called as a Gaussian system of units. This system was first introduced by France. It is based on centimeter, gram and second. The first letter of centimeter, gram and second, which defines as a CGS system for measurement of distance, mass and time, is the fundamental unit. Okay, so here the length is measured with the help of centimeter, mass in terms of gram and times in terms of second. This CGS system is best suitable when the measured quantity is of very small size. That is, I want to measure the length of some 1 meter or 2 meter, it can be converted into centimeters. If the mass is up to 1 kg, 2 kg, it can be possible to convert into grams. Times in terms of half hour, 2 hour, it can be possible to measure in a second. But for measurement of huge quantity, these units are not easily acceptable. The second method is MK system of unit. It is called as an MK system of unit. In this system is also introduced by the France, which is also known as French system of units. It is based on meter, kilogram and second as the fundamental unit of length, mass and time. Here the length is measured in terms of meters, mass in terms of kilometers and time in terms of second. The third system is FPS system, which is defined by the British. So this system was introduced in Britain. It is also known as British system of units, which is previously used in India with very much quantity, because British people's ruled over the India for many days. It is based on foot, pound, second for the measurement of length, mass and time respectively. That is, length is measured in terms of foot, mass in terms of pound and time in terms of second. All those systems gets absolute according to the day-to-day its certain limitations. So another system which is accepted by internationally everywhere is introduced in 1971 by the General Conference on Weight and Measurement, held its meeting and decided system of unit, which is called as an International System of Units, SI units. This system is called International System of Units and abbreviation is SI from its French name. The SI unit consists of several fundamental units. Now here they have taken the utmost care of measurement. So here the length is measured in terms of meter, mass in terms of kg, time in terms of second, electric current in terms of ampere, temperature in terms of Kelvin, substance amount in terms of mole and light intensity in terms of CD, candela. So these are the units used for this. The advantages of SI system over the remaining is coherent system. Second, rational system. It is uses only a single unit containing a single word. For example, Newton for force, Joule for energy, and etc. This system is accepted by European countries also because it is closest to the CGS system. That is, SI units can be easily converted to the CGS units. This is a metric system in which different units of the same physical quantity can be expressed as a power of 10. For example, 1 Ka is equals to 10 raised to power 3A. Then second thing is that since it is prepared with the taking due acceptance of internationally all peoples, it is internationally accepted, easily reproducible, and do not changes with the time, place, temperature, and pressure, etc. That is, it is standard, and that's why it is accepted by worldwide, and that's why SI system of measurement is accepted by the everywhere. Now these are some SI units: length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of substance, and luminous or light intensity that we have discussed. And these quantities are basic quantities. These equations are basic equations, that is length in centimeter, mass in a kg, time in a second. Based on these base quantities, some equations are derived for the measurement of next properties of or next quantities, that is electric current, it is measured in ampere, wavelength of light in angstrom, electric charge in coulomb, capacity in farad, magnetic flux in Maxwell, potential difference in volt, electric resistance in ohm, atmospheric pressure in a bar, power in terms of watt, temperature in terms of Celsius, intensity of sound in terms of decibel, quantity of heat in a calorie, force in a Newton, work or energy in a joule, pressure in a Pascal, and luminous flux in a lumen. So these are the derived quantities based on the base quantities and named with the help of according to the person who have it is derived or make it more feasible or applicable. Based on that it is defined. Now there are some rules for writing SI units. First thing is that full name of unit always starts with the small letter, even if the name after is given after the name of person. For example, Newton or ampere or coulomb, these are the names of some scientists, but they are presented with the small letter or starts with the small letters only whenever we are writing in a full form. Second thing, symbol for unit named after scientist should be always in a capital letter. That is N for Newton, K for Kelvin, A for ampere, and C for coulomb. The third thing is that symbol for all other units are written in small letters, which are not with the name of scientist. For example, for measurement of distance, we are using M as a meter. For measurement of mass, we are using kilogram. So kg can be expressed in a small letter. CD is expressed in a small letter, and likewise all. And last but important thing is that the dot is inserted in the space between the symbol of the compound or combined units. For example, if I want to express the two units simultaneously as a mass and distance, then it will be a Newton meter can be put at N dot M. Then kilowatt hour, that can be expressed as kilowatt kW dot H or dash H. So this is the way by which it can be possible for you to express the units. Then multiples and submultiples of SI unit. As I initially said, SI units are easily convertible. It is accepted worldwide, but smallest quantity can be possible to measure with the help of SI units, as well as largest quantity can be possible to measure with the help of SI units. So here it shows the conversion. Exa can be using for 10 to power 18, peta for 10 to power 15, tera for 10 to power 12, giga for 10 to power 9, mega for 10 to power 5, kilo for 10 to power 3, hecto for 10 to power 2, desa or decibel for 10, and decibel for 10 to power deci for 10 to power minus 1, centi for 10 to the power minus 2, milli for 10 to the power minus 3, micro for 10 to the power minus 4, and likewise nano, pico, femto, etc. are units used. These are these all units are not normally used, but whenever we wanted to express the smallest quantity with the help of pure number, for example distance, a very small distance we are expressing in a millimeter, so milli is the sub multiple for the conversion of meter into a smallest quantity, whereas the gigameter is again giga is the conversion method. Likewise, SI units can be used with the help of these connecting devices. So here we have expressed some units of measurements like length, which is measured in terms of feet, yard or mile, and here it is given the conversion. 1 feet of distance is equals to 12 inches, 1 yard is equals to 3 feet, 1 yard is nothing but 36 inches, and 1 mile is nothing but 5280 feet. So it is again shown over the scale elsewhere here, and the metric unit which are used for here is meter, kilometer, centimeter and millimeter, as we discussed in previously, whereas inch is the British unit which is converted into 25.4 mm or 2.54 centimeter, as it is converted into the your SI units. So this is the metric unit of length. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter, and 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So it shows larger to smaller unit multiplier. So 1 kilometer is multiplied by 1000, it gives meter, multiplied by 100 it gives centimeter, and multiplied by 10 it gives in mm. So these are some examples of conversion of units from centimeter to millimeter. If I want to convert a 20 centimeter into millimeter, then it is multiplied by 10. 20 into 10 is nothing but 200 mm. Then convert meter to centimeter. For example, 33 meter I wanted to convert into centimeter, so it is nothing but 33 into 100 is nothing but 3300 centimeter. Now conversion of meter to millimeter. So 5 meter if I want to convert in mm, then 5 into 10 to 1000, it can be used as in 5000 mm. And similarly conversion of kilometer to meter, 9 kilometer is multiplied by 1000 gives in a meter, that is 9 into 1000, 9000 meter. So this is about metric units of length. So still more here to express about the units. So we will stop at here. In the next lecture we will discuss about remaining units, that is mass, temperature, etc., and its conversion methodology, and we will derive some basic units, that is velocity, pressure, stress, etc., and we will discuss about what is the similarity and difference between these in the next lecture. So in this lecture we will come to know about different units used for the measurements of the, what are the standard units, what are the locality based units, and what is the conversion between them. That part we have discussed that here. So we'll meet in the next lecture in detail for the remaining. Thank you very much.